In this video, we'll be talking about the geometric series test, and the geometric series test actually tells you what value a number converges at if the sequence, or if the series, is a geometric series. Now, the first thing you know is that, well, you have to recognize whether or not a series is geometric, so you know what test to use. Now, the reason why I put k there is because k is some constant that you multiply by. But oftentimes in textbooks, you're going to see a, so I'm going to stick with a. So, what is a geometric series, or geometric sequence? Let's start off with that. Well, geometric sequence is basically any sequence that has some pattern where you multiply the next number by the same number. So, where you have 1, right, and then 2, and then 4, and then 8, and then 16. Each number, dot, 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 so on, is 2x of the previous. 2x, 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 2x. But you're not really going to see like 2x on your geometric series test questions on your exams. This is just an example of a geometric sequence. The ones that you're really going to see is like maybe 3 over 8, and then like, I don't know, there's a 12 over 16, and then 48 over 32 or something like that, right? And each is 4 over 2 times the next one. Oh wait, that's 2 times the next one. Hold up. Let's rewrite that. Let's go 8 times 3. Let's go 24 here. And then this is 48 over times 3. 24 times 3 is 72. So each one is 4 over 3x the previous, right? Now, you can actually represent dot dot dot. You can represent this series, or the sequence, sorry, as a function. And that function is a to the n Rn. Now, for this specific sequence, the sum or the series would look like so. So you have the summation symbol, n is equal to 1 up into infinity. So a is actually the first number of the sequence. All right, a is, well, the first number of the sequence is 3 over 8. So we have a here. And what is r? R is the ratio, right? R, ratio, right? Same first letter. R is the ratio between each next number, or each next term of the sequence. And in this case, r would be 4 over 3 n times n, right? And n is just some value that makes you go skip on to the next problem, right? As n increases, then you go more and more terms to the right. Well, here's the thing about this. You can actually solve for the value at which this geometric series converges at using this formula, a over 1 minus r. But you must meet specific conditions first, right? We got to meet these specific conditions. If r, the ratio, is greater than 1, greater than or equal to 1, then the series diverges. All right, it'll go on to infinity. So in this case, r is equal to 4 over 3. That's the ratio between each number. Well, since 4 over 3 is greater than 1, this series diverges. Diverges. But if r is less than 1, then the series converges at the value a over 1 minus r. Remember, a is the first value of your sequence, and r is the ratio between each of the values after that. So take a moment to memorize all these conditions, and you actually don't even need to memorize it, because what really does this mean? Well, when the ratio between the numbers are greater than 1, then that means the values are increasing, right? If you multiply 3 over 8 by 4 over 3, multiple times, the numbers just keep increasing. Since 4 over 3 is greater than 1, the numbers just keep going up and up and up and up. Well, if you add up all those numbers up into infinity, you're just going to get infinity, right? So if the ratio between the numbers are greater than 1, you're just adding larger and larger and larger numbers, which means you're just approaching infinity faster. But if the ratio between the numbers is less than 1, then that means the values of your sequence are getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and eventually, well, up into infinity, you'll get to 0, right? So when your sequence approaches infinity, you get to 0, right? The number just stops growing. And then when you add 0 and 0 and 0 up into infinity, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, the value doesn't change, right, at the end of the sum. So you can actually calculate the value that the series converges at, geometric series converges at, using a over 1 minus r. So for this first problem, we have a geometric series, right? Each value is some ratio of the next one. Well, the format of this would be 5 times 1 over 3 to the power of n. Right. So what is the first value? The first value is 5. Right. That's the value that's being multiplied by 1 over 3. And the ratio between each of the values are 1/3. Now, the thing about these problems is that a and r won't always be as obvious. And I'll cover all of those cases throughout this video. But right here, we have a, we have r. Okay, we can see which value this series actually converges at. A over 1 minus r is what value it converges at. Now, keep in mind, remember, we need to check if r is less than or equal to 1, or less than or greater than 1, right? Well, since r is actually less than 1, the series converges. R is less than 1, so the series converges. Therefore, we can use a over 1 minus r. So a in this case is 5, and r in the case is 1/3. So what we have here is 5 over 2/3, which is equal to 15 over 2. Therefore, this series converges at the value 15 over 2. So we have a geometric series here where the next value is the ratio of another. So a in this case is 3. That's the first value of the function. That's the value that's being multiplied by your ratio values. But we have 1.5 here. So r is equal to 3 over 2. Well, here's the thing. When r is greater than or equal to 1, then the series diverges. Therefore, we don't have to do anything else. We can just say, this guy diverges. Well, for the series, we have e to the negative n. Okay, it's not as obvious, but let me tell you that this series is geometric because the next value of the next is some ratio of another. And I'll show you the reason why for that. So n is equal to 1 and up to infinity, but e to the power of negative n can be rewritten as 1 over e to the n, correct? Well, technically what we have here is an implicit 1 times. So the first value of your function is technically 1. Sorry, the first value of your series is technically 1. Right? The 1 is always there. We only got the ratio, 1 over e to the n. Right? So a is equal to 1 in this case. Well, what we can actually do again is take out the n to make it more obvious, right? So let's make this ratio more obvious. We have 1 over e to the power of n. Well, why did this work? Well, if we distribute the n into the powers of both the fraction and the numerator and the denominator, we get 1 to the power of n over e to the power of n. These values are equivalent, correct? Well, here's the thing about 1 to the power of n. No matter what you multiply by 1, no matter what power you put 1, it's just equal to 1. Therefore, 1 to the power of n, right, even up into infinity, 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 will still just equal to 1. So, therefore, 1 to the power of n over e to the power of n is equal to 1 over e to the power of n, which is why we can turn 1 over e to the power of n equal to 1 over e to the power of n in total to the power of n. So right here we have our ratio now, right? We have our first value 1, right? 1 is implicit in here. That's the a value. And our ratio is 1 over e. So is 1 over e less than 1? Well, e is approximately to be 2.71 something something something. So, well, 1 over 2.71 is clearly less than 1. So since r is less than 1, the series converges at a over 1 minus r. Well, a is 1, and 1 minus r is 1 over e. Well, technically, this is already your answer, right? You just need to do a little bit of algebra, some arithmetic to solve for this. But let's go ahead and do that for you guys. E over e is equal to 1. So you have 1 over e here, which is equal to 1 over e minus 1 over e. Well, since we have 1 over some fraction, we can just find the reciprocal of this denominator to get e over e minus 1. So this value right here is what the series converges at. All right, well, what do you do when this function, this series, is raised to the power of 2n? Okay, well, technically with exponent rules, you can actually separate the 1/4 to the power of 2 and then put it to the power of n. Because when you put an exponent to the power of another exponent, you can just combine those exponents together by multiplying them together. So n to the power of 1/4 to the power of 2 is just equal to 1/4 to the power of 2n. Right? These two values are equal to each other. So what we can do is we can evaluate the new 1/4 value here. So we get 3, well, 1/4 to the power of 2 is just simply 1/16 to the power of n. There we go. We have our very obvious a and r format now. So a is equal to 3 and r is equal to 1/16. So let's go ahead and rewrite everything. A over 1 minus r is equal to 3 over 1 minus 1/16. And there's your answer. Right? If I want to simplify this further, we should get 3/16 over 16 minus 1/16, which is equal to 3 over 15 over 16, which is equal to 48 over 15. So your series converges at 48 over 15. Here's really the last format that you'll need to see. Anything past this, you probably got it with if you can apply the knowledge of all the other series that I showed properly. But what one we can do here is simply separate. That's a very ugly sigma, but we can separate the 3 and the 1/2n here, like so. Right? If you multiply 3 into the fraction 1/2n, you just get 3/2n. And so we can take the 3 out. Well, remember what we said about this, technically. 1/2 to the power of n is just equal to 1/2 to the power of n. Well, I said the same exact thing there, but I meant it with different parentheses. But what we have here, again, very obvious geometric series. 3 is the first value multiplied by in the sequence, and r is equal to 1/2 in this case. R is less than 1, therefore the series converges. So we have a over 1 minus r. Now keep in mind, some professors are very picky about the fact that you write this, right? R is less than 1, so therefore the series converges. So keep that in mind, right? Just if you're being safe, literally just write down every single time. Literally just write down r is less than 1, series converges, right? But we have 3 over 1 minus 1/2 here, which is equal to 3 over 1/2, which is equal to 6. Therefore, the series converges at the value 6. But, as always, if you have any questions, put it down in the comment section. And if you found this video helpful, consider subscribing or liking the video. Thanks for watching.